Hey y'all, welcome in or welcome back to the Monster Meadow. My name is Meadow, and today we will be completing my Monster High Haute Couture collection with the one and only Draculaura. Now, I was not collecting when these dolls first came out because I was a minor making minimum wage and could not afford any of them. But now I am an adult with adult money, but no adult bills because I still live with my parents. Because of that, I had enough to buy Draculaura from a reseller. I am not happy about it. However, I am happy to complete the set. I really wish resellers would lower their prices, especially for Draculaura dolls, because over $300 for a Haute Couture 75 retail, that's insane. But I paid it, so I guess I am part of the problem. And I will admit that. I am part of the problem. I try not to be, but this doll has been out for like 4 years. I doubt her price is going down anytime soon. And I highly doubt Mattel is going to do a restock of these things. You know, Midnight Runway is only just now finally selling out. I think Midnight Runway Cleo is sold out. And now they're running sales on Midnight Runway. I got the Midnight Runway 3-pack when they were offering it like a bundle. So instead of $75 for each of them, I paid like $53.33 each. Which, honestly, I wouldn't pay more than $50 for a Midnight Runway doll. It's just so disappointing next to the original Haute Coutures because they came with purses, brushes, and diaries. Midnight Runway, they just came with a stand and a certificate. What the hell, Mattel? But yeah, let's go ahead and open her coffin. Let's see. Eventually, that's one thing I don't like about Haute Couture is it's like a vacuum that the box creates. There we go. And I'll take the plastic off so we can actually see her better. But I will keep the plastic because I unbox them, but I display them in the box. That's just how I do. But first, here is her certificate of authenticity and the back. So the front says Haute Couture Certificate of Authenticity. This certifies that your Monster High Haute Couture Draculaura doll materialized through the collaborative efforts of designers and artists at Mattel. And it's signed by Rebecca Shipman. And then the back reads, how long has it been? Seems like ages since I crept out of the crypt and let the sunshine hit my face. Well, not literally. Vampire, remember? Aren't these totally fantastic mesh sleeves the most fashionable sunblock ever? And the rest of this creepy cute look? To die for. From gorgeous cape with web details to the vamptastic heels that take this outfit to scary new heights. My fave accessory has to be the vamp hat. What better way to declare my vegetarian lifestyle and make my dad, Count Dracula, grind his fangs in frustration? Let's not let this much time pass before we see each other again. I simply can't bear this unlife without you. Signed, Draculaura. That's so cute. But, yeah. Basically just describes the outfit. But then here is the front of the box. I'm sad that they didn't do this with the Midnight Runway dolls too, because this is cute. But then, of course, the diary. Now, this is the pocket is lifting a little. I might glue that down, but yeah. I don't really read the Haute Couture diaries. I just kind of keep them in the box and then shove the doll in front of it. Because, like, I'll put the doll back in, and this will just become the back of the box. But yeah, here's her diary. It says, "It should be totally forbidden to read someone else's diary, even if it is lost." We'll take a closer look at that later, but here she is in her packaging. I love the way they posed her. It's just so cute. And then, of course, the back of the box. Now let's go take a closer look at her before ripping her out. Okay, before we get into this, I just wanted to show you guys, I took my Haute Couture dolls out of the cabinet and I got some shelves. So Draculaura is going to go right there. But, yeah, that's Haute Couture, and then there's Midnight Runway, and then there's a peek at my Care Bears. I love Care Bears, so I've been trying to get some, at least the ones that are of Care Bears created before 2020, because I grew up with the Care Bears made before 2020, so I don't really vibe with the ones created after 2020. They just don't feel like, I don't know. I'm just not clicking with new stuff. That's also why I don't vibe with G3. It's just not what I know. I like to stick with what I know. But yeah, there's Haute Couture. Now let's get Draculaura out of her box so she can join them. So here is just a quick look at her in the box. And then the back of the box. It's not holographic like the front of the box is. So on camera, it looks kind of like a coral color instead of the hot pink it actually is. But then there is the front of the box. It's got all of her iconography. But yeah. So let's get her out. This will be a pretty fast unboxing. Haute Couture isn't really that hard to unbox. So let's get her out. Okay, my face again. Let's get her out. So for Haute Couture, the backing that they are on just slides out of the back of the box. And then they are mostly secured with threads. At least some of them are. It's been a while since I've unboxed a Haute Couture, but I think maybe Cleo had a lot of plastic tea ties and less thread, but I do appreciate them securing collector's dolls with thread just because it doesn't leave as big of holes in the clothing as plastic tea ties do. You know, I used to work at a popular shoe store that I will not name, as well as a popular retail store that I will not name. But yeah, we would use the plastic tea tie guns, and it always left holes in clothes and shoes. But yeah, let me start cutting her out. Move her certificate. Okay. There's the punch. Okay. So that's sort of the thread. Okay, I'm cutting it off. One thing I love about the thread is that you can, like, once you cut one end, you can just, like, pull it through. Like, the thread is really easy. You don't even have to actually cut the thread. You can just, like, pull it through the box. It's satisfying to do. I honestly love how easy it is to unbox Haute Couture. You know, there's not a lot of plastic to cut. it's usually just the thread, and then she's held in by plastic tabs that you can just free her from. I wish they would do this with collector dolls more. You know, hold them in by just a thread and maybe a little bit of plastic. You know, the thread definitely cuts down on plastic waste. I wish companies would really actually try to cut down on plastic. I mean, the G3 Skulltimate Secrets, why are we still putting them in plastic lockers? Like, yeah, it was cute with the first wave or two, but doing that for every single wave, if someone gets all of them, that is so much space the plastic lockers are taking up. And like, those things are already popping up in thrift stores from little kids that get them. You know, they just want the doll. They don't really care about the locker, you know. If I were a kid and I got one of those, I would keep like one of the lockers and use it as a closet for like all of my dolls, because that's just what I did. You know, all of my Barbies shared the same dream house, the same car. I just feel like it's such a waste. And like, I know there's bigger problems to worry about than a doll's box, but still. That much plastic waste in 2025 when we are actively burning our planet. Come on, Mattel. Get with the time. Sorry, I'm cutting the plastic tabs to make it easier to get her out. We have her brush. It's regular Monster High brush, but holographic. Okay. Then I need to ever so gently take the stand out. Come on. Snip. Out. And then since I display them in the box, what I do is I like push all of these cardboard tabs back as much as I can to kind of like make the back look as cohesive as possible. You know. This is probably the best it's gonna get, but yeah. And then she'll just go right in here when she's on her stand. Okay. Let's see, I can probably... Let's... Okay, we have a rubber band. Yay. rubber band. I mentioned this with my Vampire Heart Draculaura, but the clear plastic stands, yes, they are less likely to be seen, which makes them great for collectors. Some people were saying they wish Corazon Marikit came with a clear stand. But the thing about these clear plastic stands is they are really, really brittle. Like, my waist clip for Claudine broke. So I just had to, like, toss it and rubber band her waist to the back of the stand. Yeah. Maybe clear plastic stands could work if they used a different kind of plastic, one that wasn't as brittle and likely to break. But that would cost money to engineer, experiment, and make. Ugh. Also, I do really like these things where it just kind of wraps around the doll and secures in place. But again, this is like a plasticky material, a rubbery plastic, so it's not going to break down as easily as a thread. But I would prefer this over a bunch of plastic tea ties. But I would prefer thread over any plastic at all. Just saying. See. Oh, your hair is tangled around your hand. That's nice. I love that they curled this Draculaura's hair. Obviously, it's not as curly because of the box. It's like matted, but what are you gonna do? Okay. Take the hand out. Another rubber band. Where did I put the other one? Okay, let's get your hand back on. Okay, we have this thing on your head. I wish they would stop putting tea ties in the back of dolls' heads. I really do. Because it's such a pain to get out, and you're not always going to get it all the way out. So you have to kind of like push whatever's left of it back into the head. I just wish they would find a better way to secure the head. Like, don't even secure the head to the box. Just like rubber band the neck or something. Or a thread. Ooh. What? Okay, so I know this is just because they had our hair parted in the box, but you can really see how thinly rooted the head is. Like, what the hell, Mattel? A collector's doll. This is for collectors. You treat your longtime fans like that? Loose thread on the cape. Okay, now we just gotta get the plastic out of her bag. I don't care what people say, I do enjoy fabric bags for dolls. The only Claudine I had when I was little was Sweet 1600 Claudine, and she had a fabric bag that looked like a suit top. And sometime when I was little, I put a marble in the bag. It fit perfectly in the bag. It's not stuck or anything, but it is still in there to this day. I don't know why I put a marble in her bag, but I really enjoyed having a marble in that bag. And it makes me so sad that we often give dolls just solid plastic for purses. Let our dolls have fabric bags. Like, yeah, they don't really hold shape that well, but still, fabric bags are really cute. And so I don't know if you've noticed, but I have the Hot Topic Haute Couture bag. It's not as pink as the actual doll's bag. This one's more of a hot pink. This one's more of a pastel pink. But, yeah. Her earrings have like a little plastic ring to separate the earring from the ear. I don't know if I'll take that off or not. I don't know. But yeah. Here she is. I do love the curls. I just wish the hair was a little more thickly rooted. Okay. So let's get her on her stand. Please don't break, please don't break, please don't break. Okay. The thing with my Haute Couture Claudine, also, I had to super glue the back of the stand to the base, like Gorilla Glue it, because it was loose. This one doesn't seem to be loose, but Claudine's was. And let's get Draculaura on her stand. Please don't break. Please don't break. Okay, there we go. There's that. Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to decide how to pose her. The cape is a little stiff, so it's like sticking up over her shoulders. And I need to find a way to secure her bag. There's another rubber band on her hand. Okay. That's good enough for now. Let's put your arm down. Okay, and then here's the back of the box. I slide this back in. Come on. And then I just put the doll in. And then I put the plastic cover back on, and then I slide the back of the box into here. But we'll take a look at her diary first before I do that part. So, let's go take a look at her. Okay, so before we take a look at Miss Draculaura, I wanted to take care of the diary and certificate. I mentioned many times that I have a tub full of rubber bands. This is it. It's a little index card tub. I just put rubber bands in there, and I keep them for whenever I need them. And then I showed you this in my Vampire Heart Draculaura video, but since then I have gotten index cards. Deluxe Collector, that is Vampire Heart Draculaura. But yeah, I've gotten index cards to sort them. The collections are in alphabetical order too. We have Designer Series, Fan Club, and then Thing Vote, general collector dolls. And then we have Haute Couture. Haute Couture. So we have Claudine and Cleo. And then there's Frankie. So Draculaura will go under Cleo, over Frankie. Sorry about my finger. I'm trying to hold everything. But yeah. Here is Draculaura. She is going in the case. The little box thing. And then, yeah. Her COA is put away. Okay, now for the diary. I don't think I ever opened any of the other Haute Couture diaries, but I'm going to open this one just to let you guys get a look at it. I do like that the bio is in here. I just wish they kept that in the pre-production diaries. Oh my gosh, these pages are stiff. Okay, here we go. I'm not actually reading this, so I don't know what the contents of this diary is. For all I know, it could be the same as her original diary. But, yeah. If you guys have read these diaries, let me know what it talks about. Just like a short summary. Because I don't really feel like reading them. Come on. Really? These pages are really stiff. I don't know if they use different material or what. Yeah. And then we have class schedule. Blank. But yeah, I just keep the Haute Couture diaries in their boxes. But again, this one's like lifting. I may glue that, I may not. I don't know. Will you get in there? Thank you. Come on. Get all the way in there. Thank you. Gosh. That was a struggle. Yeah, here's the front of the box. This is what the inside of the box looks like. Just after all the packaging is taken out. You won't be able to see all of the holes and stuff from far away. But here she is, Miss Haute Couture Draculaura. The hat. She's got rooted lashes. Her face is a little dirty. Her birthmark. It's not a filled-in heart. It's just an outlined heart. She has her safety pin earrings. Again, you can see the plastic ring. I think I'm just going to leave that because I left Gulya's plastic around her eyes on my Deluxe Gulya. I just didn't want to mess it up. So I think I'm just going to leave that there. Draculaura has a nice deep red lip. A metallic necklace. Here is the outfit. She has charms on her belt, as well as her little bat heart icon as the buckle. The skirt is a spider web piece of mesh over top of a pink skirt with lace trim. She has mesh tights and then little ankle boots with heart buckles. Let's see, the heel. It looks kind of similar to Vampire Heart Draculaura's heel. It's like a bat sitting on top of a spiral staircase. And then, of course, the stand is just a metallic version of the regular Monster High stand. Same with the brush. Here's her bag. And then her cape is like a black with speckled pink. And then underneath is pink spiderweb detailing. And then here's a look at the back. She has just a couple pink highlights. The hair is curled. It may need fixing here. But yeah. Little beret. But yeah, that is Miss Vampire Heart Draculaura. Oh yeah, she also has a coffin-shaped ring. Don't know why they gave her a ring, but it's cute. But yeah, there she is. I will put her in the box as I display her and then get back with you guys. Okay, here she is in the box as I will be displaying her. She is ready to go up on the shelf. That is all I have for you guys today. If you enjoyed the video, let me know. If you'd like to see more content between now and my next video, my Instagram is linked in the description down below. I try my best to stay active over there. Also, linked in the description down below is my Momoa, if you want to take a peek at what's in the cabinet behind me, or on the shelves in front of me now. Haute Couture Draculaura is already posted over there. Go give this school some love. Thank you all so much for watching. I can't wait to see you all in my next video. And remember, don't be afraid to be yourself. Bye!